Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're not familiar, my name is Peter Barber. I am primarily a professional opera singer, music producer, and a bass vocalist. And I'm very excited today to be back to home free after I do not know how long. It has been, I would say, 6 months since I've done a video for a home free song, and it's just been way too long. Many of you know I had the pleasure of collaborating with the great Tim Faust on Hooked on a Feeling with the Bass Gang. And I also had the pleasure of being the kind of liaison between our group and him during the process. So I got to actually text and chat with Tim a fair amount over the last few months. And he's just a wonderful guy, so down to earth. It was so great for that project. And we are just grateful beyond measure that he was a part of that and has been so supportive and so great about sharing the content as well post-release. I'm just adjusting some lights here. So it has inspired me to dive back into home free, and believe it or not, I have never seen their 26 million view cover of How Great Thou Art, despite many suggestions for me to check it out. So I will be watching that for the first time today. Most of you who are going to be watching this know that this is a first-time reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing a lot primarily to talk about the vocal technique used by these singers, as well as other arrangement and artistic choices that they make with this arrangement, which from what I hear is just stunning. So I'm very excited to dive in. Maybe we'll shed a tear or two. Other than that, guys, please do like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Literally anything is helpful for the algorithm. And as you see, I'm wearing some Peter Barber merch. I'm kind of revamping my Etsy store. I didn't really plug it or wear the merch for probably like a year now. I just kind of stopped plugging it, but I'm now replugging. It's another great way to support me in addition to joining my Patreon. So check out the Etsy store. And if I am bringing value, my main goal is to bring as much value to your listening experience as possible, to help you appreciate these amazing artists and these amazing groups and help you understand what's going on musically. If you find that I am doing that, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. It's the best possible way to support me, no question. And without any more ado, let's dive in. Let's break this down. I'm very excited. I've got my baby keyboard here. I've got my Vipers in case Tim does something crazy on the low end. And let's see where this goes. Really gorgeous start. So without breaking down everything happening harmonically, which would be probably too intricate for me to even break down in real time. The main thing we have here is we have some crunchy sounds. We have some things that are like a half, probably a whole step off. Do, do, do. So we're in E. I believe we're in E major. So I might have something like that, like a fifth, like a suspended fourth here with the A. I feel like that was probably in there. We might have a suspended second. So there's some suspensions going on, adding a bit of crunch to the sound, but it's that kind of like Eric Whitacre style, beautiful crunchiness, where it's not like cringy, it's like that. It's like a much more beautiful suspense, like a lingering beauty that then resolves. There's a number of that throughout here. And we're also on an ooh vowel, which, as I pointed out before, the ooh vowel blends really, really nicely. There's not a lot of high harmonic content. The ooh is much more of a subdued sound. It blends very well. It's easy to make very warm. And so oohs it's a great choice to kind of start a piece and lay a very gentle fabric, a gentle background that can which afterwards be built upon. But it's a very settling vowel. Do, 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 just like, ooh, it's like very smooth and very warm. So very fitting. Another option for them for the intro to get this vibe would be an blends similarly to an ooh, but with ooh you get a little bit more volume because the mouth, the oral cavity is actually open for that. Let's listen to the whole intro. Yeah, we can all hear this intro again, I think. That was Tim's bass line from F sharp 2, G sharp 2, A2.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made.
Okay, so obviously stunning from Tim because Tim is stunning. His hair is longer here than it is now, I believe.
Oh Lord, my God.
So down to G sharp, just G sharp 2. Win with a little vocal fry scoop. Win up to a B2. Win.
I in awesome wonder.
Backgrounds tune in for I an Awesome Wonder. Aside from that, pure solo from Tim.
Consider all the worlds thy hands have made.
So throughout there, we have a nice kind of alteration between the group harmonizing on the actual words being sung and then returning back to the oo vowels. This is a great arrangement technique to kind of keep variety and keep the arrangement changing as opposed to just sticking to, oos the whole time or words the whole time. It's nice to have a variation that goes back and forth.
The worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars. I see the stars. I hear the rolling thunder.
I hear the rolling thunder. So B4. I hear the B3. B3. I hear the rolling thunder. So up to an A4 there and a very light mechanism for Austin. I think probably head voice. Let me listen back.
I hear the rolling thunder.
For sure. So not going up there into his, kind of musical theater style belting by any means. Save that for later in the song.
I see the stars. I see the stars. I hear the rolling thunder. Thy power throughout the universe displayed.
So it's a beautiful arrangement. Also, this filming location is absolutely stunning. Don't know where it is, but maybe we can get a better look at it in a panoramic view. It's very fitting. They certainly go hand in hand.
The universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How
Is this is this the States? Is this like the Northwest? Sorry, I'm like, this seeing landscapes like this just make me want to travel, especially after being in the city. Love the city, love Philly, but I'm excited to be doing a fair amount of traveling this summer, both throughout the States and throughout Europe. This is just, there's my comment on the video. Stunning, stunning location. And before we go, we do get that low E from Tim here right at the start of this chorus.
my soul, my Savior.
Or if Tim's soloing, maybe it's Chance doing the bass line because he has crazy low chest notes as well.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
There's your suspended fourth. So, how great thou art. You expect it to go right back to that E major, right? But we get that instead. We get a suspended fourth there. Which again, it's not, even though it's 1/2 step off from what we expect, the suspensions, the dissonance is a whole step between that A and B natural. But you can feel, anyone can feel, you don't have to be a musician, you can feel where it wants to resolve. If you go, the great thou art, how great thou art, you can feel it wanting to go, it's being pulled down to that major third. It's a really cool thing about harmony. You really can just feel it in your bones. You don't have to know the theory behind it.
How great thou art, how great thou art.
Unusual that it's in the bass, actually. So we have, normally in the bass on that last chord, on that one chord, you would just have, you just have that E, but instead we have, so like, suspension of the bass line is actually pretty unusual.
How great thou art. Went through the world.
Wow, that's really interesting. So what I was expecting is to walk that bass line down. I'll do a demonstration here.
How great thou art.
That's what my ear was expecting, but they just drag it out. They do like an 8-bar resolution, and they don't even resolve it to the one chord, to this, until the start of the second verse. So it's just suspension, 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 and then resolve as they continue. Very cool, Humphrey.
How great thou art.
It's like a really slow walk down.
Went through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds.
So they went to that raised fourth. Normally you'd have, sorry, I'll go up an octave. Normally you have A natural raised up to A sharp, which would usually be used in a secondary dominant chord. A 5 of 5, which would be, I guess, an E, it would be an E major, it would be an F sharp 7. I don't think that's what they did there, but normally that's when you get that raised to, or if you were doing I think 5 of 5. It's been a long time since my music theory days.
And hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees.
So a cool little arrangement choice there, just cutting out the bass line entirely. Again, adding variation as we go through.
And hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and see the brook and feel the gentle breeze.
So that section we had them going kind of into Beltland there. I mean, for sure, Austin's up there in Beltland.
Down from lofty mountain grandeur.
We get that raised fourth again. And then they go from there into a much more pulled. They go from like full belt, open vowels to a total just blended, I think, ooh or
And see the brook and feel the.
Sounds like some of them are doing ums and some of them are doing oohs. Like I said, those are very similar blending options.
Gentle breeze. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
There was only 3 voices going there for that moment. Tim, Austin, Rob?
Breathes, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
And all
How great thou art, how great thou art.
there's Rob with that beautiful, easy vibrato coming from his affinity for opera singing, which we discovered is just shocking how good he is. He just naturally kind of knows what it means to, and I know he's done some training, but he's far better than what you would expect given the amount of training. I promise you, having heard thousands of opera singers at this point, very much has a natural affinity for it. Would have loved to see him give that career a shot. I think he would have had a very legit chance at a big career as an operatic tenor. Beside the point, he gets to this point where he's sustaining a pitch and just has this super easy breath supported, no tension vibrato. It's just exactly what you want in that kind of situation.
How great thou art.
Lord, thou art. Just like so easy, dude.
How great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art. How great thou art.
You also notice, I won't go back for it, but listen to Tim's E2s at the start. Oh, you know what? F it. I will go back for it. Listen to his E2s at the start. They're much thicker. He's putting a lot more resonance and power behind them.
Then sings my soul.
So, sounds more like soul, but earlier it was like dude, soul. Different, for sure, a very different timbre. And then he does it again.
Thou art. Then sings my soul.
Just like a much more resonant, powerful E2.
Oh, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art. How great thou art. It is well. It is well with my soul. With my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. When Christ.
Okay, all right, so I love it. It's like both the arrangements. It's simple because it's just 5 voices, but it's more complex into some of the things they're doing arrangement-wise. Shifting the melodies around, shifting the leads around, shifting who's doing what, shifting the vowels and who's doing text. And it's made for a very beautiful arrangement. It's not overdone. It's not overcomplicated. We are coming up on a key change, I just heard, so let's see what happens there.
It is well, it is well with my soul. When Christ shall come.
What is that in F? Yeah, so we're up 1/2 step.
When Christ.
So normally, they took the tonic, the first tone of that scale, E major, and turned that into the major 7, the leading tone for the F, and then, so we have, and they would have taken out the D sharp and C sharp. This sounds like a lot of craziness happening over here. Just bear with me. They removed the C sharp and D sharp and turned the E major 1 to the leading tone for the F. So then now they're an F. Did that make any sense? It's like really hard to explain on my tiny little keyboard over here. That's how they shifted keys, at least in the bass line.
I shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home. What joy shall fill my joy heart. Shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow.
Okay, so we're getting, so everyone's singing the text now. Obviously, a lot of open vowels. The song is clearly building. It's in build mode right now to wherever it's headed. There's a lot of cool moving bass lines throughout this from Tim as the song has progressed. You know, instead of just highlighting the kind of one of each chord, like a do 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 do. You know, some just kind of moving bass line. Far more interesting than just do do do. You know, like just it adds a lot to the arrangement.
In humble adoration.
There's that raised 4.
And then proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then
No one below an F3 there, so that's unusual. Given the bass that is in this group, a moment where no one's below an F3.
God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to
That was
thee.
a high A from Rob. So me right now.
Oh, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art.
Someone up there on the tenor high C and head voice. It looked like maybe Chance was up there.
How great thou
Nah, probably Austin. Chance came in a half second later.
art to thee. How great thou art. How great thou art. How great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior.
Oh, and a little riff. Up to that high A again. Full chest voice, full connection. That is Austin in his belt mode.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art. How great thou art. How great thou art. How great thou art.
Is this sustaining a tenor high C there from Austin? And then a nice F2 up from Tim there at the end. So we have a nice F2 to C5 range here, which I think encompasses the range for the whole song aside from the E2s earlier. So, you know, not a crazy range for a song, a very kind of subdued arrangement, which kind of makes for the majesty of this piece. I don't think this piece is meant to be super flashy and showy, right? It's a piece of grace, right? Grace, gratitude, how great thou art. For the religious folks, it's a big piece in the religious community, huge. But you know, everyone, no matter the background, seems to really like this song and find their own kind of meaning and value in it, which I think is beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing about music in general. We get someone else belting on the high A. So we have Tim F2, someone on a high A, Austin on the high C, and that's where we're left. Another F in there. So we have this whole high triad here. Let's see if we can get all these notes. We clearly have F, A, C in the high triad. I can't find the fourth, unless there's only a four-part split. It would make sense if it was like Tim here, Chance here, or maybe here, probably here, and then the high triad.
Thank you so much for watching How Great Thou Art. This is our first music video from our new album, Full of Even More Cheer. It's out on November 11th, but you can pre-order a copy today.
Nice. Okay. What a beautiful piece and a beautiful arrangement. And also, it's always fun to go back and watch old Home Free. You know, I did Oh Holy Night, I think around Christmas time. I think that was the last song I did by them. It was in December, so it's been like 4 some months, and I think before then it had been a while. What a beautiful piece. I can't believe I had never seen it. There are still pieces like this and pieces from voice playing pentatonics that I just haven't seen, some of the popular ones. So I'm going to keep trying to, get back to them when I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained appreciation for this awesome group. Hope you learned something. That's really my goal here. Primarily educational, secondarily entertainment, because, there is the first time reaction in there, but I'm not going... okay, that's not true. I'm generally not freaking out and making silly faces, although that does happen. That certainly does happen. So if I am adding value to your listening experience, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Check out the Etsy store, and otherwise like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.